Hey there YouTube, this is XVIcaliber for Team EDM, coming at you with the second video of the day, a deck profile on Steelswarm. Now, I build this deck differently, kind of like how I build every other deck differently, but you know Steelswarm Scout, that bad card, it's bad. I don't run it. This is how I run Steelswarms. Monsters. 3 Steelswarm Cell. It's the little ladybug thing that you can special summon from your hand, and you tribute it for stuff. 3 Steelswarm Caller. You tribute this thing and make a Steelswarm monster, and then it special summons any other Steelswarm that's level 4 or lower from your deck. That includes itself. We'll get into that later. 3 Steelswarm Gatekeeper. If you tribute summon a Steelswarm while this guy's on the field, you get more normal summons. We'll get over that later. 3 Steelswarm Moth. You play this guy, you pay 1,000 life points, you bounce 2 of your opponent's card. Amazing card. 2,400 attack, too. And a dark. That's important. 3 Steelswarm Girastag. 2,600 beater. Tribute 1 Steelswarm monster, and send a card your opponent controls to the graveyard and gain 1,000 life points. Pretty busted. 2 Summoner Monk. This deck's very spell heavy, so you ditch a spell, you get a Caller, or you get 2 Armageddon Knight. Armageddon Knight helps you bust power through the deck, and it fills up your grave. And the last monster, as you can see, is Zephyros, the Elite. You bury him with Armageddon Knight, you bury him with other stuff, and you get massive pluses. Spell lineup. 3 Recurring Nightmare. All Steelswarm monsters have 0 defense, except for Gatekeeper, so you use this card to toolbox your entire grave all the time for Steelswarm monsters. 2 Veil of Darkness. If you draw a dark monster during your draw phase, you can send it to the graveyard and draw another card. And this goes on infinitely until you don't draw a dark monster. This is also how you power through the deck. 2 Misty, staple. Allure, staple in dark decks. 1 for 1. Staple to fill the grave. Foolish Burial, staple. Darkhole, staple. Monster Reborn, staple. Heavy Storm, staple. Trap lineup. 3 Infestation Ripples. Pay 500 life points, special summon a level 4 or lower Steelswarm from your grave. Completely chainable, amazing card. 2 Infestation Tool. Send a Steelswarm monster from your deck to the graveyard to target a Steelswarm monster you control, increase its attack by 800. Also chainable, also amazing. 2 Ultimate Offering, because it's broken, and it gives you so many extra normal summons that you can power through your entire deck in 1 turn. Also, since Steelswarm Girastag gets you life, it offsets the life you pay for this card. 1 Deck Devi, 1 Eradicator Epidemic Virus, just to round out all the other chainable traps we have and to give us a little bit of power against decks that swarm a lot and against decks that set a lot of cards. So let's get into some plays. So obviously, this is a Dark Turbo deck. You use Armageddon Knight and you dump monsters into the grave, and you bring them back with Infestation Ripples, and you get them back to your hand with Recurring Nightmare. Pretty simple. So, with Summoner Monk, you can get ridiculous plays, especially if you have Infestation Ripples, because what you can do is you can play Summoner Monk, you ditch a spell, you get out Armageddon Knight dumps Zephyros, and then you can either recurse your Summoner Monk or your Armageddon Knight to bring out Zephyros, play Ultimate Offering, play Armageddon Knight again, dump a Caller, play Infestation Ripples, bring this back. If you have a monster that you can tribute over the Caller, you do that. You tribute the Caller for Girastag. Girastag does stuff. Caller fetches another Caller out of the deck. And you essentially keep doing that until you can power through your entire deck and bring all your monsters back to your hand with Recurring Nightmare. And then you overlay a bunch to make big monsters like Disigma and Illuminite, and when it comes out, Evil Swarm Ouroboros. And when it comes out, Evil Swarm Ophion, which allows you to search your infestation cards. But for the extra deck, essentially, for the extra deck, you're going to want every single generic rank 4 Xyz you can get. Now, this includes cards like Zenmeister, and Pathoperative, and Utopia, and Pearl, and Disigma, and Illuminite, and Shockmaster, and Marrowgeist, and Roach, and when they come out, Daigusto Emerald and Lavalval Chain, and when they come out, Evil Swarm Nightmare and Evil Swarm Thanatos, because all of your monsters are dark, so they allow you to bring out those cards too. And then when they come out, Vers Bahamut and Vers Ophion, because you can use Steelswarm monsters and overlay them. And pretty much every rank 4 Xyz in the game that doesn't require a specific type or an archetype, you can play in this deck. That's essentially how it goes. This deck tributes for big monsters that kill your opponent's field. You contribute them off to do silly virus things, and then you make a bunch of Xyz monsters and you push for game. This is a very aggressive deck. It's actually kind of closer to my playstyle than Photon Monarch is, but it's been difficult making a deck around the Steelswarm cards because for the longest time, I could not figure out how to get these guys to work. And then I realized that Ultimate Offering and Summoner Monk and Armageddon Knight are broken in this deck. So make sure to comment and subscribe and like this video and stuff if you want more deck profiles. Here's a rare Zenmeister. I've got like 50 more of these things and other rarities. If you have any requests for certain videos, we can surely do those. Our 32 best decks of all time tournament is almost finished being prepared, so we're going to start doing that very soon. And we've got other videos to put up, so it's going to be a very nice fall for Team EDM. We're going to have a lot of content. We're going to have sets coming out. We're going to have more opening videos. We're actually going to get a bunch of boxes of Return of the Duelist to open for you guys. And there's going to be more decks that are made as a result. So, this is XVIcaliber for Team EDM, signing out.